Hey book lovers! I'm excited to dive into Melissa de la Cruz's Winds of Salem, the third installment in the Beauchamp Family series. If you're a fan of witches, gods, and a dash of history, you're in for a treat. Before we jump into the review, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a bookish discussion. Now let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the characters. Freya, the goddess of love, had me hooked from the start. Her dynamic with Nate kept me rooting for them throughout, even in the face of trials and betrayals. On the other hand, Freddie is a swoon-worthy character that you can't help but sympathize with. The Pixies added a delightful touch of humor to the story, and Ingrid, the responsible adult of the group, had me torn between wanting her to let loose and rooting for her in the love category. Now let's dive into the plot. Winds of Salem not only weaves an entertaining narrative, but also provides a unique perspective on the Salem Witch Trials. The plot unfolds in a way that teaches you a bit of history while keeping you hooked on the magical elements. The themes explored in the book add depth to the story, making it more than just a typical fantasy novel. Now let's tackle the intriguing love triangle that had me on the edge of my seat. The love triangle. Freya, Nate, and others bring a whole new level of complexity to the story. I won't spoil anything, but I'm itching to discuss where I think this triangle might lead in future books. And speaking of character journeys, let's talk about Freddie. Freddie's character arc is a roller coaster. I found myself wanting to give him a big hug and help him figure out his life. Poor guy is lost and confused, and I can't wait to see how his journey unfolds. But what about Troy? Will he find love? Let's explore that next. Troy is an intriguing character, and I'm curious to see if love is in the cards for him. The dynamics between the characters add layers to the narrative, and I'm eager to see how these relationships develop in future installments. And now let's address a certain character's betrayal that had me booing. Mercy, oh Mercy. I started out liking her, but by the end I found myself booing at her actions. The betrayal added a surprising twist to the story, and it's interesting to see how it will impact the characters in the long run. Now, let's talk about the historical context of the book. Melissa de la Cruz beautifully incorporates Salem Witch Trial history into the narrative. It's a fascinating take on how witches and gods may have played a role in those dark times. Learning about the trials from the perspective of a witch adds a unique layer to the storytelling. Before I wrap up, let's give the book an overall rating. So drum roll please. Considering the engaging characters, the captivating plot, and the clever blending of history and fantasy, I'm giving Winds of Salem a 5 out of 5. It's a must-read for fantasy enthusiasts. Now I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the book? Are you Team Nate or Team someone else in the love triangle? Drop your comments below and let's continue the discussion. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy reading!